Hi, in this lesson 8 with Jeff the Jeweler, he is going to show you a secret way of how to test sterling silver to make sure it is sterling silver. Check this out because I've never seen this anywhere else. Check it out.
Alright, this is Jeff the Jeweler. This is lesson 8. Lesson 7 we learned about how to buy the yellow gold, and it was the practical. You saw the procedure, what you do to actually purchase yellow gold. Stay away from white gold until we go over a few more lessons. We're just now getting into the white metals. Silver, being the least expensive, is where we're going to go next. We're going to see a lot of silver. But first, we're going to have a pop quiz. Alright, when I watched lesson 7, I noticed I made a mistake. And it's the kind of mistake you make that costs you money. It's the most common mistake you make that costs you money. If you watched the lesson before about conversion, I guess it's 7, 6, maybe it's 5 or 6. But anyway, the conversion, to remember 1.555 is one part of it. The second part is to remember that grams are smaller than pennyweights. Pennyweights are bigger than grams. And the last lesson, that's the pop quiz. You know it already or you don't. I said that grams are bigger. That's the one thing you have to remember, like 1.555. You have to remember pennyweights are bigger than grams. Why it's important is if you use the wrong conversion, it's going to cost you money. So you have to remember 1.555, and the second thing to remember is pennyweights are bigger than grams. Grams are smaller than pennyweights. Why that's important is there's two formulas. You can remember the second part of the formula, the 1.555, that part you can remember. It's whether you multiply or divide. What I told you in the last lesson, why I need to correct it, why it was worth a pop quiz, because you caught it or you didn't. Grams are not bigger than pennyweights. Pennyweights are bigger than grams. They're 1.555 bigger. So if you have a pennyweight number in front of you, 20 pennyweights, how many grams is that? The number you have in front of you is a pennyweight number, DWT. Just remember, pennyweights are bigger than grams. Bigger means multiply. That's it. If you go too far down here, you're going to screw up. That's where I screwed up. I thought this number's bigger, larger, there's more of them. It's not bigger, it's larger, there's more of them. But let's come back here to the simple memory trick of pennyweights are bigger than grams. So if you have a pennyweight number and you got to convert it to grams, DWT is what you see. You have to remember pennyweights are bigger, bigger, multiply, bigger, multiply. And that's the trick. And if you don't remember that, you're going to screw up and cost yourself money. First time you do it, you're not going to want to do it again. So it's important to remember. Pennyweights are bigger than grams. Grams are bigger than pennyweights because it tells you the formula. You know, if you have a gram number and you need pennyweights, grams, you have a G there. That means it's smaller. How do you get that's smaller than pennyweights? Smaller, divide. Okay, that's as close as I can get. You're going to have to put that conversion to memory, and it's why the calculator and your memory can cost you money. The scales, the convertible scales, that's why they're so important. If your scales go from pennyweights to grams with one button, you don't have to run the formula. So acquire the scales that do both. Stay away from kitchen scales. Your scales, when you purchase them, your travel scales or your business scales, they have to go grams to pennyweights, pennyweights to grams. Alright, that's it. Let's move on to silver. There's the conversion, by the way. Pennyweights, multiply. Pennyweights are bigger, multiply. It gives you the grams. And then in reverse, divide, it gives you the pennyweights. Alright, enough of that. It cost you money one time, you'll never forget it. Alright, we're going to white metals, sterling silver. Two things are involved here because the science is not foolproof. You're going to have to rely on your common sense and your experience. The more you see, the better you'll get at it. You'll begin to understand what the manufacturer is trying to do, what he's up against, and then when somebody's trying to trick you, why it's obvious. Alright, so sterling silver. The common sense part of it is it should be stamped one way or the other. 925 or sterling. If it doesn't say 925 or sterling, it just says silver, stay away from it. It doesn't tell you the amount of silver in it. It has to say sterling. That refers to the amount of silver in it. Like purity for carat, sterling means solid all the way through. 0.999 sterling, like a coin. That means it's silver, that purity level, all the way through it. So really sterling has to refer to it's solid all the way through. Like the carat gold, or is that solid gold? They can trick you. You have to use certain terms to keep from getting tricked because the law stands behind the word sterling. If it says sterling and it's not, you can prosecute the manufacturer. That's why sterling is so important. 925, not so much, and that has to do with jewelry, and that's why we need a little science. Alright, the first thing you're going to put an amount of money in worth discussing is flatware. Flatware has to do with knives, forks, and spoons, and anything that you would have eaten off of or would have set on the dinner table or drank out of, salt and pepper shakers. These are potentially sterling, and it's a potential buy at a garage sale or flea market that somebody doesn't know what it is, and you can identify it quickly and know to put your money in it, or even more important, don't put your money in it. Alright, so this is flatware. Flatware is an easy, quick lesson. If it doesn't have the word sterling on it, stay away from it. It's got to say sterling. It's either going to be cast right in the item, this is raised on the back of the spoon is where you found it, or this is stamped into the spoon. But the word sterling, you can bet money on that. It may say coin silver. That's not sterling, but it's pretty close to solid silver, so that's okay. But anyway, I would bank on the word sterling and know I could buy thousands of dollars worth of sterling and know I'm going to make money. So you should say, if it doesn't say sterling, I don't want it. If somebody's buying it for you, it's got to say sterling. Okay, let's move on. Flatware. It's got to say sterling. Don't forget. If it says silver, forget it. You're going to lose your money. It's got to say sterling. Just remember that one thing. Alright, when you're messing with jewelry, common sense, of course, is that it's so small, why would they fake it? There's got to be 10 cents worth of silver there. What are they trying to trick me? It's when there's a huge purchase of jewelry where you're buying a lot of items that you need a way to distinguish one from the other. And the best way to do that is what I was just doing, is the magnet. If it's magnetic, take it off the table. If you got hundreds of pieces of silver in front of you, the magnet is the way to pull the ones that aren't silver out. If it's magnetic, it's not silver. Get a really strong, good magnet. That came from eBay. That thing will mess up a cell phone within 6 inches, so it's really, really strong. You have to be careful. If it folded over on my fingers, it would really hurt. But the most important part is I can trust if it gets near any iron, bam. Alright, magnet's tricky. I've taught people about the magnet and they brought stuff to me and say this must be silver, it wasn't magnetic. It must be gold, it wasn't magnetic. That's incorrect. What you're doing is using this tool as a 100%. It's not. It only eliminates items. It's only used to eliminate stuff. So if it's not magnetic, it means it doesn't have iron in it. It means it's not silver. It's not gold. But it doesn't mean it is. It just means it's not. So be careful using the magnet, because the first few times you use it, you get excited and your money goes out on the table. There's a lot of metals that aren't magnetic. There's only one that is, and it's iron. So if it's a sloppy manufactured item, they didn't refine the iron out of it, that's a real important tool to eliminate it. Alright, it's a magnet. Alright, that's the first part of it. The second part is a scratch test. Alright, there's silver acids on the market, and I don't trust any of them. They go bad very quickly. The reaction is not consistent, so how can you use it? You need a consistent test that won't trick you, and you can put your money in. Alright, that's what I'm going to show you next. Alright, you can look the item over. Remember, it needs to say sterling or 925. Jewelry almost always says 925. We're going to test it vigorously. Now while I'm doing this, I'm going to run all these across the brick here, and then we're going to run acid across all of them and see how they all react one next to the other. And it's what I recommend you do, because silver is cheap and you can get used to using it, and once you're real comfortable with it, oh man, you can make some money. These are flatware items. These are jewelry items. Ooh, okay, that made a noise. You need to look at that close, because a lot of times silver doesn't make any noise. It gives a nice test. So right away, I'm scared of this one. It's got to reassure me that's what it is. The rest of these, I haven't heard a noise. I feel pretty comfortable with it. Oh my gosh. Alright, now listen. This one makes a noise, and it's different from the noise this one made. 1, 2, 3. This is the third one. Hey, how about that? Alright, so that's different. It's a higher noise, isn't it? Alright. That kind of sounds cheap. Alright. Alright, we're all the way to the nickel. Man, nickel gives a good, solid test. Even better than the ones I know are silver. Alright, so let's see if we did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we're going to take the 10 carat. We're going to run across all of them. I'm going to use a lot so it shows up on camera, hopefully. I might even go around there and focus it down. I'll tell you what, I've already put this on the screen. I'll get back to this in a second then. Alright, so this is, that was 10. This is 14. Running across all of them. And then we get to the 18. It's the 18th most important because we happen to notice there's a trick with the 18 karat acid in sterling silver. What all of them do up to this point is react with them. You would say it ate it. Except maybe this bottom one, which we know is the nickel. It doesn't look like the nickel gets eaten with the 10 carat. Let me put that a little stronger and get a good look at that. Alright, it doesn't look like 10 carat reacts with nickel. Alright, the 14 karat acid ate every one of them. Check out the 18 karat acid. Alright, now this is what you want to see up here. Is the 18 karat acid redeposited something on the brick after it reacted with it. It's left a white substance on the brick. Down here it ate it entirely. So these are like reactions. These at the bottom are not. I'm going to eliminate the nickel. I'm going to eliminate this item. That's this one here. Let's move the number and make sure we're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are something other than the reaction. So I would say, whoop, whoop, I screwed up. See that? That one's okay. That's this one. It's this one and the nickel that are suspect. So these are not silver. This 18 karat test happens every time with silver. My acids are all mixing now, so it's got a little screwed up. Let's switch the board up here. What we see is a milk left on the scratch block after it first reacted with it, except with number 6 and number 7. This is the nickel. This is a salt and pepper shaker that we suspected could be silver. It's not marked. These are marked sterling. These are marked 925, and they reacted the same. Alright, so that's the trick. That's how this works. Hopefully you pull that in, and now you can buy silver. You should get comfortable with the manufacturer item. That one made noise, but I know it's okay. It says Gorham on it. That's a very expensive silver brand. These also have manufacturer names on it that I recognize above the word sterling. What I want to leave you with, though, is if you're going to trick somebody with a silver item, it's going to be a big piece. They're going to try to trick you with a big item, so it's the big items you must be most suspicious of. This says 925. It tested okay. There's nothing fancy about it. I bet it's okay. If this said Tiffany's across the front, I wouldn't buy it. The Tiffany across the front and a good deal on it is so rare that that's going to have to be covered in later lessons. Right now, if it says Tiffany's and it's a good deal and it tests okay, buyer beware. The foreign countries, excuse me, manufacture these items, and Tiffany's means nothing to them. 925 means nothing to them. So when they make it and it's big, the whole idea is to make a whole bunch of them and sell them as sterling and sell them as Tiffany's, that somebody used it, discarded it cheaply. Just stay away from it if it says Tiffany's or Cartier until you've seen the next few lessons. Alright, that's it. Jeff the Jeweler. Please check out the next lessons. I hope you did well on the pop quiz. Thanks again. This has been Lesson 8.
Alright, that's a pretty slick way to test sterling silver. Like I say, Jeff buys gold and silver for a living, so I trust his way he does it. Alright, that's it for this Lesson 8. We'll be going on Lesson 9 here in the near future.